This is Eagle Al, and today I want to talk about Nick Sirianni keeping secrets for week one, and also Devontae Smith speaks about being the captain of the Philadelphia Eagles. But let's get straight into it. All right, so before we get straight into it, I want to say prayers for Hugh Douglas, who tragically lost his son, I believe, today or it was yesterday. So I want to just give a moment of silence for Hugh Douglas, man, one of Eagles' own. All right. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. I just couldn't imagine. Son, no father son bond, losing his son tragically. I just couldn't imagine, man. But let's get into the news, man, before Eagle Owl share a tear. All right, captains. So the captains were released today, and the captains are Jalen Hurts, of course, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Darius Slay, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, and Jake Elliott. I like it. And when I say this, maybe I'm being a little critical, but where's Hassan Reddick, man? Hassan Reddick did his thing, but it's like, who do you take off the list? Fletcher Cox been here for years. Darius Slay been here for years now. Brandon Graham been here for years. Then the offensive guys, they got it correct as far as the offensive guys, but man, I think they should have found a way to squeeze Hassan Reddick in there, but it is what it is. That's just me being a little critical. And Devontae Smith was on WIP, and he had to say this about being the team captain. So he said, yeah, it's an honor being able to show my leadership skills to the team, and those guys voted me as captain. It's an honor. Shout out to Smitty. You know, it's hard for skill positions besides the quarterback to make captain, and then to have two receivers and AJ Brown. This is, I believe, AJ Brown first time being captain of a team. Even Devontae Smith. I'm not saying like high school, maybe even college, but in the NFL. So again, that is a great honor because that means the team really look up to those guys because this is voted. AJ Brown, his second year with the Eagles, and they like, look, he's a captain. He's captain material. Devontae Smith, you know, going into his third year, he's captain material. So they believe those guys are the leaders. And of course, the Jason Kelsey's and Jalen Hurts. And we already know that. But the two new guys that's captains now, Jake Elliott been a captain for years. Shout out to them. And again, let's see how Devontae Smith and these guys lead the troops, man. Let's see how it go. All right. So I want to talk about Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni is keeping secrets. Yeah, he's keeping secrets going into week one. What do I mean by that? So Nick Sirianni spoke to the media today, and they asked him about Reed Blankenship. Who's going to start beside Reed Blankenship, Nick Sirianni? So Nick Sirianni declines who's going to be the starting safety next to Reed Blankenship. Is it going to be Justin Evans? Is it going to be Terrell Edmonds or Sidney Brown? He said, I'm not answering that question right now. And he technically don't have to answer it yet. If I had to make a guess, I would say Terrell Edmonds is going to start the game next to Reed Blankenship. But if Terrell Edmonds for some reason start to struggle, I think the starting safety position is so fragile that if whoever he chooses to start, he's going to put somebody else in and see how they fit with Reed Blankenship. I think we're going to rotate a lot with the safety position just to see who fits best with Reed Blankenship. And I think that's the smart way, especially going against like your week one opponent and the Patriots, and just see who's the best fit. But to be honest, I don't want them to do the same thing that they did to N'Kobe Dean. What do I mean by that? I believe N'Kobe Dean should have started or got an opportunity to start next to TJ Edwards. I think he should have got the opportunity. Now, Kazir White, he was solid. Don't get me wrong. Kazir White was a solid piece to play beside TJ Edwards. Now, I wanted to see TJ Edwards and N'Kobe Dean, see how that pair match up. Because TJ Edwards, right now, going into the season, he is a top 10 linebacker. Then you have Nakobe Dean learning beside him, especially if he was going to move on from TJ Edwards anyway. Then Nakobe Dean can easily step his way in. And now we lost both linebackers, and now you just throwing Nakobe Dean into the fire. Whereas though that team last year, Kobe Dean, TJ Edwards would have been a great duo. Hell, if I knew we was going into the draft and we was going to get a linebacker, I wouldn't want the Eagles to sign Kaiser White. And Kaiser White was solid with the Chargers. But I'm like, we was going to pick a linebacker that high, TJ Edwards, experience. That would have been a good pair. But again, I don't want them to do that to Sidney Brown. What I mean by that is, I don't want them to redshirt him if he's ready now. Even though Sean decides, like, look, I'm not redshirting anybody. If you ready, you ready. You're going to get playing time. Not like that he said that because Jonathan Gannon favored, even the Jim Schwartz era, they favorite veterans. Well, I'm like, why this 1 year guy or this rookie is not starting if he's better than a vet? Whereas though Sean Desai coming in with a different philosophy, like, look, if that rookie is better than you right now, I don't care how much experience you got, I'm starting the rookie. So do I think Sean Desai, if he know Sidney Brown's ready now, he's better than other safeties, will he hold Sidney Brown back? I don't think so. But I think just because I also think just because they signed Terrell Edmonds over the off season and he's a vet, I think they're going to start him first. But give it about a couple weeks, and when they start rotating and they realize how extremely deadly Sidney Brown and Reed Blankenship are together, I think it'll work. And a lot of us are starting to forget. As hard of a hitter Sidney Brown is, Reed Blankenship hit hard too. So you're gonna have two hitters, two ball hawks. I think it's just a perfect pair. But again, Nick Sirianni is keeping the secrets. And this is another secret he's keeping. Speaking of Sean Desai, so Nick Sirianni spoke about Sean Desai and said basically they kept it vanilla the whole time during preseason, and that he feel like having Sean Desai, nobody really not knowing his scheme is a huge advantage. So another secret he's keeping. He did not give away much to the opposing teams to study the Eagles. Now I even said that about the defense. I'm like, for that preseason or the past 3 preseason games to be play calls that were vanilla, they weren't bad. I mean, you see the little mix up with the blitzes, the coverages. You seen the linebacker blitz a little bit. Again, seeing the zones, the man-to-mans. Like, it was simple calls, but I like how he called them. Of course, we don't really know his concept yet and what he's really comfortable, but I like that he mixed it up, because even when Jonathan Gannon first came to the Eagles his first year and during preseason, even though it was vanilla with him, but you somewhat seen his scheme. You seen like he just like coverage. That's his thing. That's his thing. He just like to play prevent. He like having defensive tackles and defensive ends drop back for whatever reason. But you peeked that out during preseason, and honestly, during the season, it got worse. Whereas though with Sean Desai, what you peeking out is like he like to mix it up. I'm pretty sure he's going to do that during the regular season, but he's going to be more aggressive with it, in my opinion. That's what I think is going to happen. Again, I like that right now Nick Sirianni is keeping everything close to the chest, and this is the advantage we have over the Patriots, whereas though they have a disadvantage on us because our coaching staff is quote unquote new. Is Brian Johnson really new? Not really, but Sean Desai is new. So that's the thing we have over the Patriots. And we're not talking about this enough. We got Matt Patricia, meaning that Matt Patricia know a thing or two about what Bill Belichick like to do. And him just being the advisor and not the play caller, that can really help Sean Desai out. So look, we had the advantage. We healthy. They losing players. Bill Belichick, in my personal opinion, is on the hot seat. So maybe he coached harder. And yes, I know they're having a ceremony. I believe they retiring Tom Brady's jersey number, this and that. They're going to come out fired up. At the end of the day, I think we have too many advantages over the Patriots. But it's the NFL. anything can happen. But man, it will be great to start 1-0. But hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about the news today? Man, I just can't keep my word. I said one video a day. One. Well, I'm gonna give you two. Forgot to drop the short, so I'm gonna drop a short probably later today. But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm up.